On Friday, okay, we talked about solving and writing addition equations. Now we're moving into subtraction equations. So on Friday, I told you to solve these, you have to do inverse operations. Okay, that means just doing the opposite of what's there. So if we did addition on the addition equations, it was like x plus 2 equals 5. How did we solve for x? What did we have to do? So we subtracted. We did the opposite. So now we're looking at subtraction equations. So what do you think we're going to be doing today? Addition. So in the real world link, Megan's bowling score was 39 points less than Charmaine's. Megan's score was 109. So number 1 says let S represent the Charmaine score. Write an equation for 39 points less than Charmaine's score is equal to 109. As soon as you set C is equal to, that way we know it's equal to 109. So we set equal 109, 535. Okay, there he gave us the variable. So how is the left side of this equation going to look? How do we show 39 points less than on the other side in the equation?
39 minus.
So remember, we're taking her score and taking 39 points away. So how do we show that? S minus 39. Because we're taking Charmaine's score and taking 39 points away from it. Because that gives us how much Megan got. So now they want us to use this number line to find Charmaine's score by counting forward. So if we start at 109, right here, we know that we got to go 39 more points to get to Charmaine's. So I'm just going to jump 10 points at a time, make it easy on us. So if I jump 10 points, what are we at now? If we're at 109 and we jump 10, 119. Okay, so that's still not 39, so we're going to have to jump again. So we jump another 10 points. What are we at now? 129. So that's only 20, so we still got to keep going. What are we at now? 139. So that's 30 points. So we only have to go 9 more points. So if we go 9 more points, where are we at?
149. No,
148. 148. So Megan or Charmaine's score is 148. What operation did we do there? Addition. We added each time. So we added. All right, go ahead and go on to the next page once you have all that. All right, so like I was saying, now we're working with subtraction equations. So to solve these, we do the opposite. So the opposite of subtraction is addition. So if we have x minus 2 equals 3, okay, our goal, our solution is x. That's what we're trying to find. So we got to get rid of this 2. So since it's subtraction, we add. Remember, that cancels out. That's why we do the opposite, because we want that gone. We don't want it there anymore, because all we want left is x. So whatever you do to the left side, you have to do the right side. So 3 plus 2?
5. So x equals 5.
X equals 5.
Wait, but isn't it 2 plus 2 equals?
Because that's a subtraction sign, that makes it negative.
Oh.
Negative 2 plus positive 2 cancels each other out. Yes.
Just like this, x minus 2 equals 3. So if it's subtraction, you just add.
Yep. You always do the opposite. So since that's subtraction, we add. So let's jump down here to A, B, and C. So A, B, and C down here. Okay, letter A, we have x minus 7 equals 4. So our goal is to get x by itself. We got to get rid of this 7. So since it's subtraction, we're going to be adding. So we add 7 here, and then we also have to do it to the other side. So that cancels. All we have left now is x, our equal sign, and then what's 4 plus 7?
11.
11. And you can always double check this by plugging it in. Well, 11 minus 7 does equal 4. It makes sense. It's a true statement. If it doesn't make sense, you know you've done something wrong. That's just another way to double check yourself. Okay, letter B. Y minus 6 equals 8. So now we got to get rid of the 6. How do we get rid of the 6?
Add it.
Add it to both sides. So then we have y equals 14. That's it. So you always, that's why I was saying inverse operations, you always do the opposite of what's there. Always. Whenever you see an equation, that's how you solve for the variable. That's how you find the solution. All right, now, the reason we're doing this, just like on Friday, as long as you add the same thing to each side of the equation, it still remains true. That's called the addition property of equality. The other day was subtraction, because we were subtracting on both sides. Now we're adding. Okay, so you're also going to see like example number 2 here. Just solving a real world example. Okay, so at age 25, German, no idea, of Russia was the youngest person to travel into space. This is 52 years less than the oldest person to travel in space, John Glenn. How old was John Glenn? Write and solve a subtraction equation. So, remember, these are our 3 steps. First, we got to figure out what our variable is. What do we not know?
How old John Glenn is.
How old John Glenn was. So, I'm going to go with J equals John Glenn's age. Because we don't know that. That's what we're trying to find. Okay, now we have to write our equation. So, we know it's going to be a subtraction equation because we're talking about how much less than somebody is. Less than tells us right away that it's subtraction. Now, since we know it's 52 years less, we know it's equal to that. Equals 52. Now we have to write our left side. What is the left side going to look like? So we're taking John's age. We know it's subtraction.
J minus 25.
J minus 25. So there's your equation. So you have to have both of this so far for it to be correct. Now our last step here is just solve it. We got to figure out how old John Glenn was. So to do that, we got to get rid of this 25. What do we got to do?
Add it.
Add it. So since it's subtraction, we add it. So that's canceled. You're left with J equals, so 2 plus 5?
7.
2 or 5 plus 2?
7.
So he's 77 years old. That's how old John Glenn was when he went up to space, 77. Okay, let's do letter D now. So once again, we're doing the 3 steps for this. So George's height is 4 inches less than Sienna's height. I'm going to underline less than, that way we know. Okay, we can box in the 4 inches because that way we know that. Okay, Georgia is 58 inches tall. Write and solve a subtraction equation to find Sienna's height. So what are we looking for? What's the unknown?
Sienna's height.
So I'm going to do H equals Sienna's height. All right, now we have to set this equation up. So it says 4 inches less than Sienna's height. How do we show 4 inches less than her height? Because we don't know Sienna's height. How would we write that?
H minus 4.
H minus 4. Now equals
58.
58. Perfect. There's your equation. Okay, that shows us that it's Sienna's height minus the 4 inches. Okay, now we have to solve this. We got to figure out how tall Sienna is. How do we solve for H? What do we got to do to get rid of or get H by itself?
You have to cancel out 4.
By doing what?
Add it by yourself.
Add it on each side. So that's gone. So how tall is Sienna?
62 inches.
62 inches. And that's it. Okay, so 3 steps. Define a variable, write the equation, Solve it.
How tall is Nana?
That'd be a little over 4 feet. No,
Like 4 foot.
5 feet. It'd be over 5 feet.
5 feet.
All right, so what you guys are going to do now is you guys are going to go to page 539. And with a partner or by yourself, you're going to do number 1, number 2, number 4, number 5, number 7. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. Okay, go ahead in. You can move around and get to work. We're going to do these on the boards. Number 1. Okay, we have C minus 1 equals 8. Olivia, what do we have to do?
Do I go do it on the board?
No, we're just going to do it real quick right here.
So you have to add 1 to Excel and then add that out because when you do a negative and a positive, it like goes out. And then you have to add 1 to 8.
So C equals
9.
9. Okay, number 2, T minus 7 equals 2. Veda, what do we got to do?
What I did is I just did 7 plus 2.
So we're adding 7 to each side. So we get T equals
9.
9. Okay, number 4, A minus 2 and 1/10 equals 5 and 8/10. What do we have to do here? What do we got to do? Add what?
2.1.
We're adding 2 and 1/10 to each side. So that cancels. Get A equals
7.9.
7 and 9/10. 7.9. Okay, number 5, same thing. A minus 1.1 equals 2.3. What do we have to do here?
Add 1.1 to each number.
Adding 1 and 1/10 to each side. A equals
3.4.
3 and 4/10. All right, number 7. Pete is 15 years old. I'm going to box that. This is 6 years younger. Box that too and underline younger than his sister Victoria. Write and solve a subtraction equation to find Victoria's age. So first off, what do we not know? How old Victoria is? So V equals Victoria's age. Because that's what we're trying to find. So that's step 1. Step 2 now is we have to write our equation out. So what's this equation going to look like? James?
V minus 6 equals 15.
V minus 6 equals 15. Good. Now we just solve it. So what do we have to do to solve this, Olivia?
You have to add 6 to both numbers.
So we're going to add 6. So how old is Victoria?
21.
21 years old. Okay? Any questions on this? It's just like Friday, guys. It's one-step equations. You always do the opposite of what's there. Always. Okay, so what you're going to see on your homework today